Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing tonight? You're welcome to Screen Time featuring Doug and Kyle. I'm working on the intro there. How are you? How you doing
Sounds
tonight,
good to
Doug?
me, man. You were good.
Thanks.
You
I'm
said
like,
everything you were supposed to say, so it sounded good.
oh man, but how you doing, sir?
Doing well. Doing well. Looking forward to this I guess Christmas slash Hanukkah slash Kwanzaa slash end of the year episode, I guess.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up the holidays. We still got New Year's left, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be a fun time either way. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very much looking forward to it. And Kyle, I know that you've been in a little bit of a quarantine this past week. So
yeah, a little bit.
literally, but how are you doing? Are you feeling okay? No?
I'm feeling, yeah. Actually, believe me, if you talked to me about like a little less than a week ago, it would have been different. You would have seen a very different version of me. Would have probably been like passed out, like I,
Head to the side,
I'm a,
little stuff coming out of here. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, but I'm doing much better now, though. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. But we have our two sponsors. I'll talk about our two sponsors. One is Simon Organizing. Um, if you're feeling overwhelmed in a room or in a cabinet or drawer or something like that, contact Simon Organizing. They will help you out with your organizing needs. Just remember, they're trying to create a stress-free place for you, space more than place. Could be your whole place. That'd be good too. But yeah, just there'll be links in the description for them. And we have Wes Woodson, who is on tour right now. I think he stopped his tour just for the holidays and stuff, but he was on tour. I did contact him a few weeks ago, actually this past week, but a few weeks ago also. And he's doing really well. And he wrote a book, and I have actually do not have the book in front of me, of course. It is end of the year, isn't it? Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah,
So great. It's basically a book on um, stress and a little bit of depression and men not talking about it and that kind of thing. That will also be in the description. We'll make sure that that book is that at least his site is, and then you can get his book off of his site. But it's really important with today's world, that super important that we talk to people about how we feel. And I know it's a faux pas, but we really do. So those are our two um, great sponsors that have been our sponsors, and they're going to be sponsors for 2023, and I'm very excited about that.
oh
They're
yeah, so
continuing. I'm still waiting for the check from both of them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
fun.
I'm totally joking. But yes, they will continue to be our sponsors 2023, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and it's we were just um talking about how, like, I think one of the big part about the holidays, we always love to hang out with our families, and we love eating like the food and getting the gifts and everything. But a lot, I think a big tradition of the holidays too is watching all the movies that come out of it, slash even TV shows. I'm sure Christmas specials are, or just any kind of holiday special at that point, Hanukkah and
Hallmark.
oh god, don't even start those movies. Oh.
Well, if you want to feel good about the world, then you watch Hallmark movies, Christmas Hallmark movies. There is one in particular that I absolutely really like a lot.
Oh
Um,
yeah, which one?
I believe it's called The Royal Christmas.
Oh.
And it's actually very, very good. It's about a prince that comes to unbelievable. This is like the story of stories. Prince that actually comes to of this far land. I think it's near England, but they don't say it's England. They just say, "Oh, it's Fredonia" or something like that.
Some good
It's the Prince of Fredonia. Yeah, that's what it is. He comes and um, he actually meets a girl, lady who is her father is a seamstress, kind of runs this fashion store, and they are boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they decide to go to Fredonia to celebrate Christmas and meet the mother.
Oh.
So yeah, it's one of those really like, let's see, do I fit kind of situations. And it's really, it starts out like that. It starts out, really bad. But as you know about Christmas movies, and especially on Hallmark, it's always a happy ending, right?
Yep, every single time, I bet.
It totally is. It totally is. So um it's really good. Um I'm sorry, I'm just looking it up right now. Just because I wasn't planning on actually talking about this, but it's really oh, his name is Prince Leopold. That's even better. That's even better.
Like the Hugh
Um
Jackman movie, Kate and
yeah,
Leopold?
yes, yes. So this actually has a pretty good cast in it. It actually has Lacey. I don't know her last name. I have it right here, but I can't say it correctly.
Chabert, yep.
Chabert, yeah. She is a Hallmark like featured actress. It
Yeah.
has Jane Seymour in it.
Jane Seymour?
Jane Seymour is in this.
Oh
Yes,
my god.
she plays the mom. Stephen Hagen plays the prince. And let's see if there's anybody else in here. I don't think there's
Love Jane
anybody else
Seymour.
that we really know, but if you've watched some of the Hallmark movies, you probably recognize some of these other people that are in it also. But it's really an interesting, yeah. I mean, it's probably, if you want a feel good, you want anything feel good, just go to Hallmark. That's all. That's really all I can say about that.
Nice.
That's really all I can say about that. And I was not prepared, unfortunately, to talk about that, but I knew most of it.
Hey,
Um,
it's all good. Sometimes we
but
gotta
that's
take
all
a
right.
little detour in Hallmark land, so
Yes, yes, it's all, it's kind of like Willy Wonka. It's kind of like the Chocolate Factory. that's kind of that's kind of what it is. It's all sweet. Sometimes is a problem. Uh, where'd you go? Are you still there?
What? I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Oh, I
lost
probably,
you.
so I think my, sometimes, on my end, the, Wi-Fi can get a little finicky, so, sometimes I have those temporary freezes. It's like kind of like a little glitch.
No, did it freeze totally?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I don't see you. Oh, they
You don't see
wait.
me?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, there you are. You left my
Oh,
screen. I don't know why. What happened
what?
there? That's weird.
I must have run
I
away.
don't. It was on my end, most likely. I don't really know why. I don't know why that happened, but we typically don't have technical difficulties on here at all. But anyway, so it's one of those feel good movies that if you ever want to, it's like sweet like maple syrup, and then something happens like you take these fizzy lifting drinks and you rise to the top of the thing and you almost get cut by the little rotors, and then but you burp and come back down and then everything's fine. That's basically Hallmark. That's Hallmark.
Nailed it.
That's Hallmark right there.
Ready? Nailed it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. So we're gonna just be, kind of going over some what I did for the Christmas over the weekend. It was so cold here. If you're watching somewhere else, it is in the Northeast, so it's really, really cold.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly
And
today.
yeah, it was really, really cold Saturday and Sunday of last weekend, this past weekend.
Yeah,
And we just decided to stay in. The family decided to stay in and just watch movies, starting at a certain time, going till a certain time. I think we watched from the first day from 2 in the afternoon until probably 10 at night.
nice.
That's like crazy. And then the next day
That's
we
awesome.
got up a little earlier. I think we did more like a 12 to 8 kind of situation. So yeah, we got through a lot.
Alright.
Not as much as I thought we were going to get through though, which is kind of weird.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
but yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Our favorites, our not so favorites, and So I'll throw it right over to you first, Kyle. You're probably going to nail about four or five of mine already, but I'll just go over to you. you could you could talk about your first 20 if you'd like to.
We'll see. I'm a lot of them are actually kind of off the beaten path
Oh, I like
Christmas
those.
movies. So
That makes sense.
stuff that kind of like sort of even transcends in genres a little bit. So a lot of Christmas movies that a lot of people like to watch are very family friendly, very warm, and home for the holidays kind of feel to it. But these ones are a little different than I watch. So as you guys know, I love scary movies. Like those are like I could talk about like scary movies like for till the end of time. And I want to talk about this one Christmas horror movie that actually, because you don't really get a lot of these in the whole Christmas holiday genre. So um, it was kind of refreshing when I saw it. This came out in 2015. It's a movie called Krampus, which yes, it's based off the legend, and there are some really bad, like I guess like very poor quality straight to DVD versions. But no, this was a theatrical release, 2015, and it has Adam Scott, and it's basically this family who gets haunted by Krampus, and it's essentially like a horror movie Christmas creature feature.
Oh
And
my! I was going to say, is it like Festivus? Like
yeah,
they made up in Seinfeld? It sounds worse than that. Sounds very
oh yeah, it's
bad,
it's it's
actually.
pretty wild.
It's
It's
like
just
a Christmas horror movie, kind of. Is
yeah,
it?
it is 100% a horror movie,
Oh man!
but it's very tongue in cheek. It's got that kind of it's like if a Christmas movie was made by Sam Raimi.
Oh,
Like if it has kind of
okay.
like this like Evil Dead kind of vibe, like it's a very tongue in cheek kind of like yes, it has scary moments, it has like kind of creature feature moments, but it's also got very tongue in cheek comedy, and it's not a movie you take really completely seriously. It's a movie that knows what it is, and it just kind of goes for it. It just dives in the whole ridiculousness, and but it is a very Christmassy movie. It does kind of delve into the whole Krampus sort of like lore, and there's a lot of like you kind of see all the creatures and all the different things that happen, and you get it from this young boy's perspective, and you kind of see how the whole thing is like affecting his family, and just the direction the movie goes is just it's hilarious, it's scary, and it does have kind of keep some Christmas themes every now and then. Like it does have that whole family theme, and it starts off with the family kind of broken, and but then they kind of like they learn to sort of kind of work together. You have to see the movie. It's just it's a crazy movie, but it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Like especially if
Wow!
you like Chris, like just like want to see something different than your typical family movie. It's a good movie.
Wow! That's wild.
Yeah.
And I mean, it totally makes sense that you would see something that's not just like regularly that people see like all the time during Christmas time and even before that.
Oh yeah.
Because, but that definitely sounds. I, I don't really know what to say about that, except that it sounds interesting. That's for sure.
Yes.
It's like The Shining meets Rudolph kind of situation. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, it does have kind of like
yeah.
a Shining vibe because there is a snowstorm in the movie, and it kind of
Oh,
traps
okay,
him in the house. So yes, it is
okay. And I didn't even see the movie, so that's pretty good.
yeah.
Okay, well that totally makes sense. I think. Wow. Woohoo. Okay.
And
Well, that's awesome though. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, no, so which kind of like leads into something a little more of a family friendly movie. This one obviously isn't as like dark, but it's got kind of a slightly dark sense of humor, especially if you kind of see it nowadays, like years later, ever since before it came out. And that movie is Jingle All the Way, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, right. Yes.
And it has like famous actors like Phil Hartman. It has Sinbad. Like it's a really funny movie. It's pretty shallow in certain areas. Like the whole point of the movie is his father who's trying to get this like ultimate toy for his son, and the son's actually, believe it or not, played by I'm sure a lot of Star Wars fans will appreciate this, but it's played by Jake Lloyd, the kid who played young Anakin in Episode One. So yeah, it's just it's a classic kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger romp, and has a lot of famous lines. Put the cookie down now, and then
That's
turbo time.
that's very good. That's very good. It's excellent. Coincidentally, Commando was on last night.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You ever want to see a movie that has Alyssa Milano, like she's probably about, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 years old. Um, and of course, Ray Down Chong is in it too. So
Yeah.
you want to see a pretty lady, a guy who looks like this, and very cute little Alyssa Milano. Commando is the way to go. It is. I
That's a
actually
good one.
counted one time how many when he goes to the island to rescue her.
Yeah.
I counted how many people he killed. It was just like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was wild. Yeah,
It
it's
is
just
like, to me, it's like the most quintessential Arnold Schwarzenegger's like 80s movie you'll ever
yes,
see in your life. Like it's got all the like the tropes, like he's in the jungle,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
rescuing the girl, like it's
He puts on the the Chuck Norris the
hilarious.
things over here to make him look like he's army or marine or whatever. Um, and again, I think it's more of a takeoff on that, but
Yeah.
it's definitely one of those 80s. And well, I was gonna I was gonna say that we should probably do a whole show on this. Is the 80s um, commando movies?
Oh,
Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris, Arnold
yeah, those are
Schwarzenegger. That sort of genre is something that we should definitely have a show about because
100%.
there is
I'm all
enough
in.
there, and those are some of my favorite shows too.
So good.
No, those are great. Just because some of them are classics. Some of
Oh,
them are overdone. Missing in action part 42 is a little much, but I get it. I get it.
yeah, they're
But yeah,
charmed.
yeah. I mean, I totally get it. But yeah, that sounds great though. That those two definitely sound great. Do you have any others that you want to touch upon right now, or do you want me to touch upon a
Actually, we can
few?
trade off. Here, you can talk about maybe a couple, then I can talk about my last two after. So it's all good.
Okay, cool. And I'll talk about the first two. Um, these are these are more classical or classic kind of movies. One of them is kind of interesting. One of them I got on DVD because it's not. I dare anybody to find this movie.
Hmm.
You can't. You can't find it because I mean it was made way later on,
Okay.
but for some reason, and I'll tell you where it comes from. So I'm actually going to talk about kind of like three at a time because they kind of coincide. One of them coincides with the other one. It's
Interesting.
almost like a sequel. So the first one, obviously, you have your regular Christmas movies that you see. You see them on ABC. Sometimes has them on too. That's kind of what I'm touching upon. Um, from like 1964 to 2008, we really have been watching. Not everybody. Some people are just like, oh, I don't want to watch this again. I've seen this every year. I want to watch something different, like you guys, like you did. But it starts out with in 1970. It was a movie called Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh yeah.
It's claymation. It's what they call claymation or stop go um, technology, kind of back then, which was in 1970 was just like kind of the start of things. They had to make movies. That movie probably took 12 years to make, just because everything is on computer these days, so it's really easy to make a go. make a computerized movie, but it was a little bit more difficult back then.
Mhm.
So you got Santa Claus coming to town. Then you have A Year Without a Santa Claus. Now, A Year Without a Santa Claus has two additional characters other than your main characters, which is Santa Claus is in it. And then
Mhm.
you have your reindeer, and your all your reindeer is all are also in it, but you also have the Rudolph part, and he has his own thing. He's got his own movie, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So he's got his own movie that, by the way, was made in 1964. But then you have something that was made in 2008. You are introduced in A Year Without a Santa Claus. You're introduced to two characters in that actually in 2008 there was a sequel. A Year Without a Santa Claus was made in 1974.
Okay.
Two additional characters, Heat Miser and Cold Miser,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
are both introduced in that movie. And in 2008, there was a sequel.
That's a
And
long
this
time.
it is a long time.
Big
And I'm
jump.
trying to figure out why all of a sudden they decided to do this. In 2008, and I saw it in the store when I was kind of buying these movies because they're classics and we like watching them and they're fun and whatever. So I was looking around and all of a sudden I see this movie. I'm like, what? When the heck did this come out? 2008. It's called The Miser Brothers Christmas.
Oh.
It's their own story. You're introduced to a couple of new, obviously their mother is Mother Nature. I
Mhm.
can't believe I'm talking about this. So you have the he miser and the cold miser, and their mother is Mother Nature. But you don't want to disturb Mother Nature. But in the Year Without Santa Claus, Santa's down and he wants to. Mrs. Claus is going to go out and deliver all the presents.
Wait, why is Santa down though?
Santa's a little down. He's got a little cold.
Oh.
Doctor came in. Little Scrooge doctor comes in. Not a very nice man, or
Ah,
claymation, I should
humbug.
say. Yeah, he's actually said that. I do not like Christmas. It's like, what? You're a doctor, dude. Why don't you like Christmas? So I didn't understand that at all. But then, so Santa's kind of down. So they need somebody else to come in and do this. So the Miser brothers said, "Oh, we'll do it. We'll do it." Because the Miser brothers are always against each other. They're always throwing stuff at each other because they're always
Mhm.
not liking each other. But you don't go to Mother Nature to talk to her because the Miser brothers would get in trouble. So Mrs. Claus had to go and talk to her. So I won't say anything else. I won't tell you who else is involved because there's a brother that's also involved,
Oh, okay.
a brother of the Miser brothers, a third brother. And you could probably figure it out because wait, there's cold, there's warm, and there's something that happens during storms or every once in a while
Mm.
kind of blows the trees. I don't know. Starts with a W. I don't know.
I wonder what that element can be.
Yeah, it's an element that's out there. So this is their brother, and he you would love him because he's evil. So anyway, if you get a chance to see it out there, I'm sure you can get it on. I think it's on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it. I think you can get it in some stores if stores are still selling DVDs now. I don't know. There's one up in New Hampshire that's selling DVDs and actual CDs, music. But those I like that because that 2008 version is a version you don't see. You don't see it on regular TV.
Hmm.
It's I don't know if it's on a I didn't look to see if it was on a streamer. I don't think it's on the streamer. That's
Okay.
why I bought it because I was like, wait a minute, this looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we see it every year because it's kind of a neat kind of cross. My daughter always thinks that I look like the Heat Miser anyway, because when I wake up in the morning, my hair is up like this, and Heat Miser's hair is just all over the place. So she always liked it because she's like, "That's Dad." Um, of course, when she was younger. Even now. But those I don't know. But those are the three that we kind of started with because those are kind of those classic
Hmm,
Christmas movies, plus the 2008 version of the Miser Brothers Christmas, which is just not out there. If anybody knows that it's out there, please tell me where it is because I can't find it anywhere except I have the DVD of it. So please,
that's some
comment in the comments and tell me if it's out there because I haven't seen it anywhere
okay.
except I
No,
happen to
cool.
own it. So that's just really what it comes down to. So those are a few of mine. If you want to, you could do your. I'll throw it over to you to do your
Oh, nice.
fourth, and then I could do mine, and then we'll go from there.
So, just a quick. This is a quick little detour I just wanted to take. It's funny that you mentioned
Sure.
the heat miser, and I think it was actually I think it was I thought it was a snow. Is it the cold miser or the snow miser?
I
I
thought it
think
was
there was,
cold.
or it could be
Heat and
cold.
cold. Maybe he does throw snowballs, but it may be the snow miser because he does make things snow. But
Because like
I'd have to get I'd have to get an expert to find
get
that
like a
out.
lore book or something like that. Yeah.
I need somebody that knows the movie, somebody that directed the movie, somebody that was in the movie.
Don't worry,
Hey,
Doug. I'll send you
let me call them right now. Hello, he must.
I'll send you the miser historia. So we'll get
Right,
that one.
exactly. Somebody who's got that history on the heat miser and the. I thought it was the cold, but it could be the snow. That's right.
Actually, it could be.
Uh,
I don't even. The only thing because I thought that he said because I was watching Batman and Robin recently, and this is going to kind of tie a few movies together. Actually, the ones you were talking about, one of the ones I was
you are
talking about.
correct. It is officially what it says. It is officially the snow miser. Yes,
Yes.
you are correct.
That was thanks to watching Batman and Robin. Like I watched it while I was in quarantine because, of course, I did. Um, so
That's
after
not surprising.
and there was just a scene where and I'm sure you guys remember Batman and Robin. That was the one where Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze, and there's a scene where it cuts to him in his lair, and all his henchmen are sitting down. This is after Mr. Freeze, like he defeats Batman for a little bit, like he runs away with his diamond, and then they just cut to him in his lair. All his henchmen sitting down with TV dinners, like frozen TV dinners, just holding them for no reason, and they were singing the Snow Miser song, and he's just up
Oh,
there in the front, and he's
they
going,
do have a song.
"Come
Yes.
on, sing, come on!" ah." Like it's ridiculous.
That's great. That's great. They do have each one of them have songs, and they do sing them in that movie.
Yeah, it was something like "He's Mr. Ice Christmas."
Yes,
It's just "Ah, Mr. Ice."
I,
Ah."
I
It was
can't imagine Arnold singing, but okay. Even if he's can't imagine him directing either, but that's beside the point.
it
Um,
was it was wonderful. I have no idea why they had to see in the movie. It made no sense, but it was great. But anyways, so
yeah, no, it's all fine. Um, I guess you can watch the Miser Brothers Christmas if you still want to watch it. You can because it's still kind of holiday-ing.
yeah.
Um, I guess you can
Certainly.
watch it on Prime Video, but it's $4.99.
Oh, so you still gotta rent it. Yeah, it's
Still
not
got to
actually
rent it.
streaming.
I bought it, so
Streaming.
I don't have to rent it. I
There
just
you go.
saw it. I thought it would be a good idea just because we kind of liked it. I was like, "What is this?" So very cool. But that's very funny about Arnold. Totally
Yeah.
makes sense. But yes, you're
Oh
correct.
man.
That's what it is.
Oh, loved it. We figured it out. We figured out the whole like the miser lore here, so we're good.
And we continue to try to develop some history on that too, because I like to call Mother Nature, but I really don't want to bother her.
Yeah.
Really don't want to do that. She puts them.
Um,
Let's put it this way. She puts them in their place pretty quickly.
oh, good. Well, if she's Mother Nature. She
Oh
she has
yes.
to keep
Oh
control.
yes. Oh, yes. She actually when she says to do stuff, I'm actually doing it too. That's how good it is.
Nice. She got that
So
power.
it's yeah, she does have power. She's got that mother nature thing going on. So it's not no lord of that. That's just being a mom. So that's
Nice.
it's just the way it is. So what's your what's your next one? Your last one? Your
Oh, so my last 2,
yeah,
I
sure.
I won't go talk about this one too long because I'm sure you guys have seen this one. This is actually probably my favorite, when it comes to just kind of the dramatic moments. This to me is like the quintessential Christmas movie that I think everyone should watch, whether you've seen it or not. Um, It's a Wonderful Life. I think that is just like it's just a great movie. Even if you're
Yes.
not like into Christmas, I think you should still see it. It's just really that
Everybody should see it.
like it's got a great story. And even for the time, I was, it's a pretty, even nowadays, I would say like it goes through some pretty heavy themes. But
Yes,
it,
that's I think that's what Jimmy Stewart. I think it's Jimmy Stewart action. I think.
that's right, Zuzu.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got the Jimmy. By the way, we're just doing this off the cuff. I haven't practiced anything in years, so just doing this off the cuff. But
Working on
you
it.
should do Jimmy Stewart very much. I'm in that movie. It's very important that we get to experience the things I've experienced in that kind of situation. Kind of talks under his breath too. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but go ahead.
Oh, way to go, Clarence. Way to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a cross from Gerald Ford and our president, Gerald Ford, and Jimmy Stewart is kind of close. But I try to make the differentiation on that. But yes, impressions on screen time. Yes, we do impressions on screen time
Yeah.
when we can. Are they
Oh,
good? Hell no. But that's okay. That's okay. That's what makes it fun here on Screen Time.
yeah. This,
Oh yeah, it's definitely the end of the year. Okay.
we can do that.
Everybody's watching this. Whoever's watching this live's going, yeah, guys, take another drink. Yeah, uh-huh. I can
What
just see
drink?
it.
What are you talking about? I don't need
What
drinks,
drink?
man.
We got no drinks here.
Oh,
Not
okay.
I.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Jimmy Stewart drinks though. Just totally kidding. Go ahead. This is a wonderful. This is such a fantastic movie.
It's great. It's just good. It's good. Just got a great story, great cast. One of Jimmy Stewart's all-time best movies. Donna Reed is fantastic. And of course, you have Lionel Barrymore, who just plays such a mean, nasty, old banker. Um,
For those who've never seen this movie, this is one of it's not just a Christmas classic. People actually watch this during the regular year too. This is an absolute classic movie that I think people should absolutely watch. I would absolutely, if I was Siskel and Ebert, it would be Siskel and
yeah,
an Ebert.
you're right.
It would be, one of my top favorites, definitely. But I don't know if you want to go through what it's about or
Yeah, no, I mean, I won't spend too much long on this movie because I think a lot of people pretty much know the idea of it, and it does have a little bit of that kind of sort of um, Christmas story vibe, like with the whole like they. One of the interesting elements that I really do like is that they do kind of show this like alternate kind of like sort of timeline essentially of what happens when I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but it's got a very
Mhm.
interesting element at the end that I really enjoyed, and that I think a lot of movies kind of like from then on they sort of were they looked at they were like, oh, we could definitely do this as well, and um it definitely it really is a great movie, and yeah, you guys really should watch it. Like, just do yourself a favor, whether you're into Christmas or not, just watch it. That's all I gotta say. Like, um, it'll make you laugh, cry. Just it has everything that you need. So, um, and but then speaking of movies that'll make you well, Um, the last movie I'm going to talk about is this is actually one that came out just this year, and it's not. It's kind of the opposite of It's a Wonderful Life in a lot of ways. It's more like if John Wick was a Christmas movie. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the whole John Wick franchise. It's kind of got this revenge action thriller vibe to it, and so it is this. And it's just imagine like okay, imagine if John Wick was a Christmas movie, and if Santa was John Wick. Like that's
Oh,
basically the movie.
oh,
And
wow.
I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's called Violent Night, and it has
Oh
David
boy.
Harbour, the
Oh
guy who
man.
like he was on Stranger Things. He played Detective Hopper on Stranger Things, and he also did the Hellboy reboot. But we don't talk about that movie. That movie was pretty bad. Um, but he's a good actor, and he really carried this whole movie. I really thought it was just him as as a vengeful Santa was just the idea is so ridiculous, and it basically the whole plot is like he had it kind of mirrors Die Hard a little bit. Like it's very similar to Die Hard. Like it like and I'm sure you guys have speaking of 80s action and Christmas movies, that's Die Hard is definitely one of the best like action movies you'll ever see.
If
Um,
if you watch the first Die Hard, the first Die Hard actually takes place in a building at a Christmas party. So it is actually a Christmas movie, the first Die Hard movie.
yep. Yeah, yeah.
Just telling you, when you look up, just Google Christmas movies, and you'll see on the list of Christmas movies, Die Hard is on that list. That doesn't seem like a Christmas movie, but yeah, it is. It
It is
is.
like a lot of people like to argue that, but I think we can both we're on the side of it. It's a Christmas movie, so
Right. I'm on the side that it's just a great action and adventure movie.
oh
It just happens to take place at Christmas time. But yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that. But yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine that. I mean, you're coming up with these like obscure. I thought my Miser Brothers was was an obscure movie. This is nothing compared to your John Wick Christmas movie, which is which is a lot like putting um I don't know, Freddy Krueger and Jason and an elf together.
yeah, yeah.
That's I mean, I just I that's I mean that would be a movie I would watch for about 3 minutes, I think. But that's just crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
this movie is just like it just takes it to the next level. And what I kind of appreciate about it too is they kind of they do reference other Christmas movies, not just Die Hard too. Like the plot is very much like Die Hard, but the just like the what do you call it? They have a lot of other references to like Home Alone. Like there's like and among like and like the whole movie is just brimming with Christmas. It's just like like you see Santa like choking someone out with like with like what do you call it, the stuff that you string like the lights with, like that
Prime Accord.
yeah, whatever that chord,
No, sorry,
yeah.
that's explosive. Sorry. Um, yeah, the string of lights, just the light stuff.
Not the light stuff, but it's like the stuff you kind of tie around with the lights, like whatever that stuff
Oh,
that
oh,
you
I know what you're talking about. I just
I
can't think of
forget
the
I keep
name,
forgetting
but
the name of those, like, but it's like a decoration. Those like Christmas, they're kind of like it, it's
mm.
it's just over the top. John Leguizamo is the villain, and he is just a delight. Like he is just chewing the scenery along with David Harbour, and it's just great. Like it's just
He's fantastic, John Leguizamo. He.
yeah.
I mean, I think he kind of started like one of his first movies. I think because he was a comedian, right? Was he a comedian or was he just a regular actor?
I think he actually was a comedian at
I
first.
thought he
Yeah, in
was a
his early
comedian
days. Yeah.
first, and then he started doing movies. And one of my favorites is Carlitos Way. Um, he
Oh yeah,
played
that's a
he
great one.
played he played
Love that movie.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Um, so and he was great. He was great in that. So oh man, anything with him in it, I probably watch, even if it was a little whacked out and crazy. But
Yeah.
that sounds great though. Those are wow. Wow,
Great
wow,
movie,
wow,
great
wow,
movie,
wow.
just yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. So I was watching over the weekend on CNN. It doesn't. I'm not talking politics here. I'm just talking the CNN station. Um, they have they had a series that was out over the weekend, over the Christmas weekend, which is really cool. And it was kind of late at night. They must have played it earlier and then they replayed it late at night. I think they're gonna play it again, or it's out. It's on CNN, so you can just click on it and watch it. It's called "The Secrets Behind Your Favorite Christmas Movie Classics."
Hmm, okay.
It's a series. I think it's a series of 4 or 5 episodes of this, how they made it, why they made it.
Yeah, yeah, the movies that made us or something like that. Yeah, I've actually watched that series. It's a really great one, yeah.
Yeah, this one is specifically geared to, um, the actual secrets behind your favorite Christmas movie. So it talks
Mhm.
about It's a Wonderful Life. It talks about how they did it. It talks about how they figured out how to make snow look actually like snow.
Oh, cool, alright.
Yeah, it talks about all these behind the scenes kind of things. They talk to the people involved in it if they're still around.
Mhm.
And it's very,
I'm
very cool. If
definitely
you can
gonna
catch, I just wanted to mention it to people. If you can catch that series
mhm.
on CNN, I think if you just
Oh,
Google it, it might come right to it. But it's
right.
fantastic. It really tells you a lot more than what we're telling you. More of the behind the scenes kind of situations, which is really very, very cool. The props,
Mhm.
hidden talents that we didn't even know were even there. All kinds of different things. Goes from Charlie Brown's Christmas all the way to like A Wonderful Life. So it covers pretty much pretty much the classics, but it covers everything. And it's very, very cool. That's not one of the things I watched, although I did watch it. Just wanted to put it out there for people to watch if you're interested in anything behind the scenes. It's very cool how they finally figured out how to make snow like look like snow and like stick like snow to like
Nice.
objects and people and stuff like that. And they did that in it first came out in It's a Wonderful Life. That's
Wow,
when that
so cool.
snow. So if you look at the snow, it's not real, but it looks darn real. So I
Yeah.
finally figured it out how to do it because they had to a long time ago. It was totally different. Now you can, I can make it snow now. Watch, no, it's one of those things where you can just do that, on a computer.
Nice.
Um,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
'cause
So yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
thinking sorry, I got mixed up,
No, go
I
ahead.
thought it was this one. I thought the one you were talking about, you said CNN because I got mixed up with this Netflix one that I saw. It's kinda similar, but
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, sorry.
yeah. CNN has a lot of these behind the scenes things too, which I happen to like a lot.
That's cool.
Um, it tells you how they did stuff, how they made stuff, all that kind of stuff. So I
Hmm,
think that's pretty interesting. Obviously, the I think the 2 other ones I'd really wanna well, really 3, and I'll talk about the 3rd one pretty quickly. Um, Obviously, the Home Alone series. I really need to tell you, I love the first one because the first one sets up the second one, but I
mhm,
love the second one better. It is funnier, it is more action-packed. It's the one where he's in New York.
mhm.
And I think it's funnier. My daughter actually likes that one better, although she does go to school in New York, so that's probably why. That's part of it. But and she loves New York, but that makes sense. But I think it's more. I think it's more action packed. I think it has more funny parts to it. Um, and I happen to like that one better. You have to watch the first one to set up the second one. Obviously, first one's actually obviously a classic, but I think the second one's better. This is the first time, and not the first time, but sometimes sequels aren't that great, and I think actually the sequel in this case is better than the first one. So you got that Home Alone series. I only watch 1 and 2.
Mhm.
I don't watch any others. I know there are 4 of them. I do not watch the other 2.
No, I think the
Um,
other ones are straight to DVD, and I don't think they're worth it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I would not recommend those. I would recommend the first 2 at least. If you
Mhm.
wanna go further, you can, but the same people aren't in it. So,
Do it at your
Macaulay
own
Culkin's
risk.
not in it, but yeah, what?
I said, "Do it at your own risk."
Right, right, right. It's up to you. Uh, but don't blame me if you're going to shut it off because I told you not to watch it.
Yeah,
After 5 minutes, you'll not want to watch it. Obviously, Elf is out there. Elf is
great movie.
Elf. Will Ferrell is just obviously very funny, and he plays an elf, and he plays an elf that's regular size, which I think is really interesting because he was actually born regular size because he wasn't actually born into being an elf. He became an elf, um, and and he goes back to try to find his dad, and he finds his dad, and it's just very very funny. The whole movie's really funny. Um, it's very it's good. It's I would absolutely recommend that. Obviously, Christmas Vacation. I would absolutely recommend that movie. Um, Obviously, the vacation movies are very different. Um,
Mhm.
Vegas one is little and anything after that one, just like 3 and 4 of Home Alone, don't go there. I wouldn't suggest going there if you want to. It's at your own risk.
I bet
Um,
there are more, yeah.
and I will tell you, I actually watched, I don't know if you've seen this. I watched the Muppet Christmas Carol because my daughter wanted to watch it. And my daughter's not 5. Um, she's not, she's in college, but still she wanted to watch that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Nice.
It's
I haven't seen
it's a
many of the
Muppet
Muppets,
movie.
so
So, if you like Fozzie Bear and you like some Muppets and Kermit, it's good. Kermit is a dual, he's a Sesame Street character and he's a Muppet character.
oh, interesting, okay. Hmm,
He's the only one. Everybody else is either Sesame or Muppet. You notice Big Bird's not in the Muppet movies.
okay.
No, he's not because he's not a Muppet.
Hmm,
Miss Piggy, another one. Muppet, not Sesame Street.
okay.
There you go. See, you learn something new every day.
Wow, fascinating. I did not know slash probably maybe at one point knew that Kermit was on Sesame Street because I used to watch when I was younger, but I completely forgot about it. Like I
I
just
have
didn't.
no idea why that came to my head.
That's good information though.
I just don't really know. I'm not sure if I sound like Marvin the Martian or Kermit the Frog here. I'm not sure. Some of it's Marvin the Martian, some of it's like a cross. Like, I would like to tell you I'm Mervyn the Merchant, and I would like to see Kermit the Frog. Wait, I am Kermit the Frog. No, I'm Mervyn the Merchant. I don't know. It's a dual role there. I'm not sure exactly where that comes in. I just wanted to mention that there are some Jewish movies out there that you could probably see too. And the reason I bring up just Jewish versus Christmas is because there's Hanukkah, there's Christmas, and there's Kwanzaa. So that's what the predominantly everybody kind of celebrates. But it's not really Hanukkah movies, but there are some. I just want to mention a couple really quick. Keeping Up with the Steins is hilarious. It's about a kid's bar mitzvah in the
Okay,
and yeah
I heard that
and
one. Yeah.
yeah. It's from 2006, and it's about a kid's bar mitzvah and how his parents are competing with other parents. Interestingly enough, I was a bar mitzvah DJ for 30 years, and let me tell you, the competition is absolutely fierce. So I loved that movie. It was awesome. It was very true to its thought. 1982, The Chosen with Robbie Benson.
Oh,
Don't ask me. It's a great movie. It's a kind of a coming of age, doing the right thing kind of movie. Fiddler on the Roof is always a great movie.
I was just thinking about that. I do love Phil on the Roof. I
Fiddler on
actually
the Roof is a classic.
it's funny. I actually saw the I didn't see the movie all the way, but I know the story because I saw the play, the one that Alfred Molina did actually
Oh,
back
really?
when.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like back in
Yes.
like 2004, 2006 around then.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And of course, Barbara Streisand is in a movie called Yentl. It's from 1983. It's so phenomenal, so fantastic. It's to die for. So you really need to go see it. Yeah, so those are some other movies there that you go see, and of course you have the most depressing Hallmark movies that we've ever seen in our lifetime. No, I'm just kidding. They're not depressing. They're not depressing at all. So yeah, that's kind of my list. Um,
Nice.
it's yeah.
It's a
So that's
wonderful
my list.
list.
It's a wonderful list. Life. list. It's a wonderful life list of movies that I've watched in the past, including the last weekend. I'm a little movied out right now, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah, so that's my list.
Nice.
I don't know if you have a recommendation. It doesn't have to be a Christmas movie, but do you have a recommendation for some people to watch maybe this weekend? Or it's supposed to be warm this weekend. I don't know what's going on over here.
Hmm.
Supposed to be in the 50s this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty warm.
I don't know why, but whatever. So I think a lot of people are going to be out, but I assume that there will be some people that will stay in. And do you have a movie or a show that you like to recommend at all? Or
So let's see, movies.
it could be a TV show, it could be a movie, it could be a video
Well,
game. That's what we do here at Screen Time.
hmm. Oh,
Shameless plug.
all right. I'll talk about a video game I actually just finished while I was in lockdown or in isolation
Lockdown. He
quarantine.
was in lockdown.
Okay, it wasn't that serious.
It was only his apartment. That's
Yeah.
all that was in lockdown. Police came. They said, Kyle, you got to stay in. And he's been staying in since, and it's still out there. I don't know why, but he's in lockdown right now. No, that's great. That's awesome. By the way, Lockdown, great movie. Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
Lockdown.
great. I got mixed up with that Guy Pearce movie, but that one was called Lockout. So I
Yeah,
was like, okay,
yeah,
what
we're
a lock
just
movies.
totally missing that one, but that's okay. It's all good. That's why we have fun here at Screen Time.
But yeah, actually I did play this really great game, God of War, which I'm sure a lot of people know about. At least at
Oh,
the very least they know the series God of War. But the one I'm talking about is particularly the 2018 version. I'm trying to get ready for the new one that just came out, Ragnarok. But the 2018
yes.
version, it's a great game because it's actually based more. So the other games were based more in Greek mythology, but this entry is actually based more in Norse mythology. So you get like mentions of Thor and Odin and
Oh,
that kind of lore. And I I'll be honest, I love that game. That might be one of the best games I've played in a long time. And that's saying a lot because yeah, I do play a lot of video games. Um, but it's it's great because I think not only is well, first of all, the story is incredible. It's a really great story about a father and son because Kratos, the main character, actually has a son in this game, and he's actually a very integral part to the gameplay. Like they actually made him like very important to how you get to different areas and like when you fight enemies and stuff like that. He helped like the kid helps you out in the journey. Like if he wasn't there, then I don't think Kratos would have been able to complete the journey, honestly.
oh,
As
that's
badass
very
as he
cool.
is. But yeah, it's a great game. It's got action, like as Kratos, like he's the god of war, so he's gonna, of course, like he has his weapons. He has like he has his like signature swords and like axes that he has, and there's actually he has a Leviathan axe that you throw, and then you can actually summon right back to you. So
Oh, I like that. That's kind of Thor-like.
yes, that's like his
It
kind
is
of
Thor-like.
Norse weapon. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's pretty fast paced, but it also kind of it's got some good adventure elements. Like you along with fighting enemies, you get to like explore. You get to go to secret areas. It's kind of got this sort of like RPG exploration kind of vibe. Like the world's not super big. We're not talking like Skyrim, but it's big enough where you can kind of go off the beaten path and check out these new areas and complete plenty of side missions. You get to upgrade your weapons and stuff like that. It really is a great game, and backed with an incredible story that you need to play through the end. And even after you beat the game, you can do new game plus, where you have all your weapons and upgrades that you collected, or you can just continue playing the game and complete all the rest of the missions that you didn't do. So it's a great game. I love it. So yeah.
Wow, that's great. I get I have a podcast that a guy does about video games, and I get those kind of those notifications when a new game comes out, or he's playing a game that he wants to everybody to know about and stuff like that. So the Thor Ragnarok one, he I haven't looked at it yet just because I haven't had a chance to, but I think
Mhm.
he that's one of the games that he has played that he's wants everybody to kind of know about.
Oh,
But yeah,
cool.
so yeah, definitely. So that's
Yeah.
that sounds like an awesome game, and it sounds
Yeah.
like there's it keeps you busy and it keeps your mind going for a little bit. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it does. The campaign's not super long. It's you can probably complete the main mission in about, like, maybe 13 to 15 hours, depending on how long you wanna spend, but it's a good experience, and the graphics are beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Like,
Wow,
you'll love it. Breathtaking.
that's even better. It's always good when the graphics are good, and these
Yeah.
days the graphics are really good.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Totally makes sense. So I have one that I would like to send out to everybody, which is I have been binging like crazy.
Mhm.
Like I think there's it's still I think it's still going on. It's a Netflix hit. It's called Community.
Oh, I love Community.
Oh, you've seen it?
That's a
Okay,
great
you've
show,
seen.
yeah.
Yes,
Not all of it, but I've seen enough of it to yeah. It's
yeah.
a good show.
My daughter was watching it. She told me, "Oh, Dad, you got to watch this. It's really cool." And I said, "Okay, I'll try it and see what happens." I was like hooked. Like the first couple of episodes, I was totally
Yeah,
hooked. It
so funny.
actually it takes place at the, so Joe McHale is in it. He's a lawyer that kind of gets caught because he never actually went to high school, or never went to college. It's one of those. I think it's when he didn't really go to college, but he kind of faked his transcript. So he's got to go to community college. So this is all about community college, and it's not just about this Joe McHale's character. You get introduced to about five or six different characters. One of them happens to be Chevy Chase, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's really very funny. I am actually on the fourth season. I started literally maybe a week and a half ago. So like it's been a week, I think, since I've been watching this. And yeah, it's very funny. They do parodies, they do very funny um Troy and Oven in the morning. They do lots of different. If you
Love
go see it, so you know exactly what that is. Um,
Troy.
and then of course my daughter just says, daughter says tonight as I was picking her up for work, she says, "Yeah, Dad, it's all good to season 3, but then it kind of goes downhill." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm on season 4. What are you talking about? What you mean I don't have to watch further? Is that what you're telling me? What's going on?" So she just says the characters do change. So, but the
Oh,
characters you get to know really well, and then it just gets really crazy. They do a Law and Order episode, which is hilarious.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, the Law and Order episode I love because I used to watch Law and Order, so the episode's great. So anyway, this is my pick for this week. Definitely watch or try to get to watch Community. It's on Netflix. It's very funny. It has I kind of looked it up here. Joel McHale, um, Danny Pudi, I don't know who that is. Donald Glover, Chevy Chase, Jillian Jacobs, Allison Brie, Ken Jong. Oh my
Oh, yeah,
God, he is
fun.
so funny. He is so funny. He starts out as the as a Spanish teacher, but he's Chinese. This is very funny. And then he becomes the head of security. Don't ask. Don't ask. I'm not going to tell you anything more. Um, Jim Rash is in it. He's been in a whole bunch of things. It's just very very funny. Um, please try to catch it at least the first season because once you see the first, I think 4 or 5 episodes, you'll be hooked. It's just really, really super funny. They do a lot of parodies. They do a whole video game episode. It's the old Atari video game episode where they're little characters and they have to go through this video game, and it's the whole episode is like this video game.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's it's brilliant. It's really very funny. I'm hoping it continues to be funny. And supposedly, wait, breaking news, breaking news. They may be they it, we heard through the grapevine, my daughter and I heard that there could be a Community movie coming out.
I heard about that too. Yeah,
Oh, Kyle heard about that too.
really
So
excited.
that's possible also. Yes, yes. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's just a little breaking news for you right there. But that's really all I got, Kyle, for
Yeah.
this end of the year Christmas slash Hanukkah slash Kwanzaa slash goofy episode that we have on here. Um, we have changed our format, so we are Screen Time. What we used to be Marvel at the movies, but we really don't have to say that anymore. I think people kind of know. But if you don't know, we just said it. Um, we are obviously on we stream live on YouTube, and then if you can't watch the live, that's okay, because Kyle is going to, I think he's still going to, we'll see.
Still working on
um
it. Yeah,
he's still
I'm really
he's
trying.
still working on a whole bunch of episodes, so he's going to edit those episodes and put all those episodes on Screen Time, so you can watch them in the edited version. I guarantee you're going to watch that more than the live version, because the edited version is going to be awesome. But this is kind of our new thing, and we're going to continue. Um, and we do have our a guest that will probably come on in 2023. We have a pre-show that has that on there. So check that out. YouTube. What else are we on? We're on YouTube, and well, I typically
YouTube. Oh,
promote the
and
Facebook.
also on
Oh
we're
yeah,
we're working on Spotify as well. So
yes, working on putting all our episodes on Spotify. There is one Marvel at the Movies episode on Spotify, but I think that's our first um stream time, screen time movie. Our first
yeah,
one.
we got I think like one screen time and one Marvel at the movie. So I'm gonna work on
Right.
putting the rest
We're,
of
we're, we're working on putting all
those
of it.
up. So.
We're trying to separate them. So
Mhm.
we're just working on putting everything together, but everything will be put together fairly soon, and we'll get the episodes out to you. But listen, please comment, because we only get better. Um, we like to hear what your favorite Christmas movie is, or your favorite regular movie. But we're talking Christmas now, so we might as well throw that out there. So please comment on that. We'd obviously like to thank Simon Organizing and Wes Woodson for being our sponsors, and will continue to be our sponsors in 2023, as long as their
Yay.
checks clear. So, but besides that, um, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much
Thank
it on
you.
my end. I think we're on Anchor too. I think, are we on Anchor also? We're trying to get on Anchor and a few other
Technically on Anchor,
places.
yeah, like Anchor kind of through Spotify, and we're gonna kind of work on trying to get on some other platforms as well. So hopefully, if we can,
Yes.
maybe even who knows, Apple and maybe some other.
Yep.
We're still kind of working all the kinks on that one. So hopefully by
Well,
next year
we are, yeah. On this platform, we're able to throw things on different other platforms. So
yeah,
we're looking
good.
forward to having a real good list for you of things that you can watch or listen to. If you're on the
Mhm.
drive home, you can listen to us on Spotify or maybe Apple down the road. So we're looking forward to that, and that's all
Definitely,
gonna
definitely.
start to happen. I need to give Kyle the whip and get his editing magic out there. But we're working on that. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it
Yeah,
for here.
and
I don't know
guys,
if you want to
honestly, no, I
end
mean,
it.
I'm pretty much all good. Like, I just want to say thank you guys for whoever tuned in tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, and we hope you guys have a really great rest of the year. Again, this is Doug, and I'm Kyle, and we're Screen Time, and we will be Screen Time and continue on through next year. So, hope you guys have a really great New Year's, and yeah, we will see you next year then.
Yeah, stay safe and be healthy out there.
Definitely. Yeah, and warm. Stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm. Although it's going to be 50.
Yeah, good point.
It's New England, people. It's New England. What can we say?
Yeah.
All right. Take care. We'll see you very soon.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.